have to reset the stage over and over. So let's just say you want to practice, punishing Mars forward smash on shield. Just one example. Then you pick your character, you pick your opponent as any port, CPU, doesn't matter. You go to whatever stage you want to do it on. Let's say battlefield. Okay, game starts. You press pause. First thing you want to do is press D-pad right twice to make sure that the develop mode is on. This allows you, if you press start now, instead of giving you the pause screen, the game's just frozen. And if you press Z, you can advance the game frame by frame. This makes it so that you want to have like a Marth do a frame perfect wave dash into perfect forward smash. It's easier to do because you can actually just do it frame by frame and you don't have to, get the perfect timing down yourself. Okay, so if I want to exit this, I just press pause again. Okay, so let's say I want to stand here. And then I just paused to, freeze the frames. Then I press D-pad down and then this shows up. Right here at the very top, you see it says player 1 and it says controlled by player 1. This means that player 1, which is the Fox, port 1, is controlled by, player 1, the controller in port 1, which is my controller. So if I go down and then change this to player 2, I can no longer control the Fox because he's now controlled by a different controller, which isn't plugged in.
So you could set the Marth to be controlled by player 1
exactly.
instead, I guess.
So now I press D-pad down again, and now I press R. And if I press R, I can see player 4, which is port 4 is the Marth, is controlled by player 4. So if I want to control the Marth, I'm going to have to move it over to controlled by player 1. But before I press start now, I have to change the type as well. Because right now he's a CPU, but we want him to be controlled by a human. So I change it from CPU over to human. So now I'm controlling the Marth, which is great. Look at me, I'm moving around. Okay, so if I now want to practice, like I want Marth to do something, and then I want to be able to repeat the situation. So I pause the game, and then I press D-pad right. There's going to be a sound, and this sound means that there's been a save state set. So if I now press D-pad left, I'm always going to be reset to this situation. So D-pad right, means creating a save state, and D-pad left brings you back to that spot. Okay, so I paused, I pressed D-pad right, then I press D-pad down again to enter this menu again. And now the replay state, it's currently set to off, but I'm gonna put it to recording. Now I'll press D-pad down again to get rid of that thing. I'm still frozen now. If I press start, I can move around this Marth, do whatever I want. If I now pause again and then change it from recording to playback, all the moves I just did were recorded, and if I now reload the save state, they will be played back to me. Like this Marth doing what I just did now, I'm not pressing any buttons. So if I want Marth to do something else, I'll just put it to recording, and then I'll just record what I want Marth to do, like wave dash forward smash, like that. Then I set it to playback, press D-pad left again, and then Marth is doing wave dash forward smash. Now, if I want to practice playing against that, I just have to go back to Fox. You see at the top, player 1 is P1, controlled by player 1. Now, I'm controlling Fox again. And now I can do this. Now I can do whatever I want against this forward smash. And I can like shield grab it, I can like run up shield, do this, I can like dash chance outside of it, grab him, all that kind of stuff. So, Uncle Punch, like if you just want to get your shield forward smashed by a Marth, then Uncle Punch is probably fine as well. But in this situation, you can, for example, have Marth do Nair into down tilt into dash back. And then you can practice, hitting Marth who's trying to wall you out exactly like that. And basically,
you can make all your own Uncle Punch scenario.
Yeah, exactly. And then you always just have to press D-pad left once to reload the state, and then Marth does that exact thing. If you actually want to leave the game, you have to press X and D-pad up. And X plus D-pad up actually brings you this screen again, which is the regular pause screen. And then you can quit out if you want to. But yeah, I think that's it. I hope that makes sense.